Welcome to the KDK podcast. It's your host, Ku.
Yo, it's Dala.
What's up, y'all? It's Kong here.
Happy Valentine's Day. Today's episode, we're just going to talk about relationships. And our first topic we're going to talk about is, should a guy pay for the first date and every other date after that? I'll start first. My opinion is, I always pay for the first date. I don't mind if someone's expecting them to split, but I always pay for the first date. If I can't take someone out, then I just won't ask them to go out. Other than that, any other day after that, if I can't take them out, I just won't take them out. That's just how I am. I'm not going to say, hey, let's go out, but I can't pay for the both of us. Should we split it? I'm just not gonna go out. Even if it's kind of like, if I can't pay for my own food when I go out, I'm not even gonna go out. So that's just me. If they say, hey, we should split it, I will say, no, it's okay. I'll get the both of us, because I already asked this person to go out with me, intending that I'm going to pay for both of us, because I'm the one who initiated asking.
Mm-hmm.
So I already know, all right, I'm going to pay for the both of us. So that's just how I feel. If they're the one who asked me, let's go out to eat, I'm not going to expect them to pay too. I'm going to pay for myself, and I'm even going to pay for them. But if I don't have the funds to pay for both of us, then I'll just tell them, oh, sorry, I don't have enough. I don't have enough pay.
You would say that.
I would.
You would say that. Okay.
Shoot. So I would say that just because, hey, I'm saying this. If you feel like, oh, he broke, I'm like, all right, cool, fuck, I'm saving money. But I'm gonna just be honest, like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, like, if I don't know, that's just me. I'll pay for both of us every time we go out. But then if I don't feel like I want to go out, I'll just say sorry, I don't really want to go out. Or if I don't have the money, I'm just saying, all right, I don't have the funds. I'm good.
So,
But then that's when they have to say, like, oh no, don't worry, I'm asking you out just to go out with me. I have it. Just the same as me asking them, would you go out with me just to go eat? And if they say, sorry, I don't have the funds to go out, don't worry about it. I got you. I'm asking you because I want to take both of us out, and they got us. See?
so let's say
I
she becomes your girlfriend though. Do you continue to pay for?
Girl, you better pay.
Do you continue to pay for every single meal, or how does that work for you?
Well, I would if I'm the one who's initiating it. So the difference is, if she's initiated it, I will also still take it the same route. If I don't feel like I have enough funds to pay for it, or if I just don't want to go out because I feel like, all right, I don't want to waste money on this or use money on this, I'll just tell her, oh, sorry, I don't feel like going out, or no, I don't want to go out to eat this. But if they say, don't worry about it, I got this, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, I guess we'll go out.
Okay.
Or even if they just say, let's go out, I'll be like, okay, cool, let's go out. So who's paying? That's if we get to that comfortable stage. And when I say who's paying, it's more of a joking statement, because I'm saying that, but I know that in the back of my head, she's like, oh, you're paying. I know. Oh, you owe me next time, but I know I'm paying still.
Yeah.
But it's just, when I do feel like I don't want to pay for it, I'll just turn, nah, I'm good. I don't really want to go out and waste that money. And that's just who I am. I'm just straightforward like that. What about you guys?
I think a guy should pay first. I think it's just the right thing to do, especially when you're courting a girl or trying to get with a girl. You should always pay. Like who said, and I think this way too, if you can't pay for a date, why are you asking a girl out? Like, that means you got life issues you gotta focus on. You gotta make sure you got your financial situation.
What if you're just asking her out as a friend? Because like a guy friend, when you ask her, yo, let's go eat, you're not gonna pay for that guy friend.
Well, it depends, cause.
But let's say the expectation is it's for a date. Then that way it's
Okay.
more.
If it's for a date, yeah. Again,
Yeah.
short answer to the friend part. I think if she's your friend, y'all going out, she already know your situation. But
You never know.
But-
Just kidding.
But asking a girl on a date to be together with her, you should pay. Again, if you can't pay for a first date or the second or the fifth, why are you even trying to get with a girl? Should you be focused on yourself so that you can know, like, yo, I can take any girl I want out. I can pay for a first date. Like, shouldn't that be your mindset, right? Why would you go and take a girl out and then be like, 50-50? You know?
50-50. So we got 50-50.
Unless, like what Ku mentioned, unless she's like, yeah, because I'm not a person who thinks a situation is black or white. You know, I think there's gray areas. Unless the girl's like really I can't even say that word, so I'm gonna use adamant. There. I got it. I got it. Yes. Unless she's really adamant about, hey, we can split 50-50. But still, I think my set of rules is if she says that, she probably not really that into you.
What? The split?
It's split 50-50. She might be like, she is into you, but you kind of in the friend zone too. Like, something like that, But,
I feel like that's kind of just them being generous too. Because you can't just say, oh, I know all women don't expect the guys to pay for them. I know there's a lot that's trying to be generous too. They'll be, oh, don't worry about it, we'll split. But it really depends on.
Think about it this way. Let's say she's into you. She said, we can split. I guarantee you she'll be more into the guy who says, no, I got it. Versus the guy, okay, we can split.
It may be a test.
General sense. Not like 100% this way. Yeah, that's my opinion on that. You should always pay. If you can't afford to pay, then why you be asking girl out?
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. If you're taking a girl on a date, the very first date, a man should always pay for it. Again, you're the one asking her out, so of course you should be paying for it. Even if a girl is the one who's asking you out, you should still be a gentleman and pay for the meal. And for every on future date that you have, let's say you become, boyfriend and girlfriends, right? Then that's where like the leniency can kind of be there. Like if she's down to say, hey, no, it's okay, we could split it, or I could take it today, then it's cool, But if you're still going on dates only and you're not even dating, the man should always be paying the bill. So yeah, for sure.
I feel a little bit different about that because I know there are some women who are okay with paying their half or just paying for the date in general.
So you're saying if a girl said to you, you'd be okay with it? Like you're taking her on a date and she said, I'll pay half. You're like, okay. You're not going to tell her, no, I'll take the whole bill?
No, I'll tell her, no, I got it because that was my intention already. But I feel like they're not saying that in the hope of you saying, no, I got it. I feel like some maybe like that, but I know there are some women who will say that just because they know they want to pay or like just help out too.
Yeah, for sure.
And just speaking about going through beyond that, when you two keep talking, I feel like that's already going to be part of it anyway. So if they kind of show you that they never want to pay for a date at all, beyond the first date, it kind of shows, all right. To me, I feel like, all right, so you're not it's kind of like investing in your relationship, all right? If I'm always paying for the date, if I'm always paying for a date, all right, cool. One day I'm just gonna be like, all right, maybe not even like go out and pay for a date. Let's just go out and walk around, and then spend some time together, and then maybe that might show, all right, are you interested in me? But to me, once in a while, if they do show some interest, they will it's kind of like put your money where your mouth is in relationships. If they show some interest, they'll be like, hey, let's go do this. When I say, oh, I'm good, I don't have enough money, it's not that I'm testing them. It's just maybe it's not something that I would really want to invest my money in, or maybe I don't have money, but now it's up to them to say, oh, no, it's not. I don't care if you have money or not, but I just want us to spend this time together. So to me, it's more of that time instead of the money. If she wants to split it, cool. No, I'm good. But if she wants to play, I don't have no money. I'm like, all right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I've
Mm-hmm.
never gotten in that situation before.
Hmm. I think when you start dating, at that point you should already know each other's situation,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can move on from there. For example, if it's a guy who's a billionaire or millionaire dating a girl who's a starving artist, probably the millionaire guy is gonna pay every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how I look at it. But like I think if you're dating someone, you should at least be real with them. Where every time y'all go out, you're gonna question who's gonna pay.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
like, alright, if I'm making more money than you and I know you're struggling, I'll pay every day. Or like if we're both making good money, it's whatever. Or like if you're making more money than me, you can pay too. But I think it's more like a communication thing. Like you guys should know your financial situation and just be openly. You should be able to openly communicate that, hey, I'm gonna pay, or your girl should be like, hey, I'm gonna pay. It shouldn't be expected. Like I personally think it should just be always the guys paying in general. You should get to a level where you can communicate, and then if the guy's paying all the time and you both of you agree, then yeah, that's fine. That's how I feel about it. It's all about communication after that when you're dating. But you're talking about when you're just like talking and trying to get with her, yeah, you should pay for every day. I feel like.
But what if it never surpasses that?
Yeah, so the if scenarios can be endless, right? But let's just say you personally. Let's say how do you so for me example, I will always pay for every meal unless my girl offers that she's gonna pay for it. If she never mentions that she will pay for it, I'm gonna be paying for it no matter what. I'm not gonna be like,
But would
can you?
that kind of push you back? Like, she
No,
never
like
ever offers. I'm out.
I've never like asked her say, hey, well, maybe a few times I've asked her, hey, can you cover it this time? But most of the time, I'll always, if she doesn't mention she's gonna help me, I'll cover it no matter what. But then my girl's pretty generous, where she'll say, hey, I'll cover it today, or I'll take half today. So like you personally, if your girl never offers it, how do you go about it? Then do you just say, can't do you just straight up ask them, or do you just kind of do your thing and keep paying for it? How do you handle that? You
You
personally?
talking about like when you're already in a relationship or when you're in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
talking phase?
Yeah. Let's say you're already in a you're already
Not a
with your girl.
relationship. I'm like straight up honest with them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say you pay. I'll just be like, nah, I don't want to pay for that. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do something else.
Okay.
If she says, oh, let's go do this, I got us. Okay. Even if I don't want to do it, I'll let her know too. Like, I really don't want to do it. If you want to do it, then yeah, let's go do that. Or stuff like that. But if we're talking about just talking phase, if I'm the one initiating the date and I'm always paying, that really shows me you don't have no interest in me. Because I'm the one that's always initiating anyways. So I would just be like, all right, cool. I mean, we had a fun time, but I'm not going to just initiate it when I'm not getting anything back. So I'll kind of back off. But when we're dating, I'll be honest. Okay, so who's paying? I'll like joke
Mm-hmm.
around too,
Mm-hmm.
because you just gotta be honest with each other. Oh, you paying? Shoot, I'll pay last time.
Yeah, yeah.
It's that joke around, but you kind of like, all right, we just kind of be honest. When she pays, I'm like, nah, I got you. You paid last time, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Me and my girl, we know. Like I said,
we gonna be real.
I take my own advice that I give. Like when we date, we know where each other's at. I'm not gonna lie, my girl get paid way more than me. I'm not gonna lie. So let's say like we go eat out or like buy stuff, like I'll pay for it. But if she like want to go eat at this expensive ass restaurant on the blue, I'm gonna let her know. Hey, either we got 50-50 at least. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
got 50-50.
yeah.
Like, but if you're talking about like, hey, let's buy pizza for the fam. Like, okay, yeah, I can chip in or like, or hold on, let me reverse that. So let's say like I'll like, is she wants to buy pizza for the whole fam? I'm like, yeah, I'll help you 50-50 at least, and stuff like that. But if it's like, all right, me and her, we're gonna go try this spot. I'll pay. If it's her siblings and we're like, yo, I want to try this spot, then I'll pay. But if it's like out of the blue, her idea and it's like expensive shit, I'm like, all right, we got 50-50,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So you set the
Yeah.
ground before you even go,
Yeah, yeah,
which is
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Set up the ground and like, I'm real with I can be real with my girl because if I can't be real with my girl, why am I fucking dating her, you know?
But I
And
think
then,
that's when you're already kind of comfortable when you guys already have the communication. What if it's kind of like you're still just new meeting each other? They want to go to on an expensive ass date. You'd be like, nah, I'm
yeah.
good.
See, the thing is, when I started talking to my girl, I was a broke college student still, and she was already working and getting paid good money. So I already set the ground, like, yo, this is where
Mhm.
I'm at. Like, if you want to be with me, you gotta understand, like, this is where I'm at. I'm a broke
Mhm.
college student at the time. So, yeah, some reason she stuck with my broke ass at the time. But yeah, I don't know. But then,
Okay.
like, I'm just, I'm just alright with being real with my girl because you're my
Mhm.
girl. Like you should know my situation. I should know your situation. Like if you need help, obviously I'm gonna help you. No questions asked. But when it comes to like eating out or something like that when you're dating, I'm gonna pay. But I think me and my girl, it again, it's every relationship is different. Depends on what you communicate and agree on. We agree. Me, I feel like we agree on communicating beforehand before we go and do something big, right?
Mhm.
Like for example, if we go to a Halloween event and your siblings are coming along, all right, we'll just pay 50-50. You pay half, I pay half for the total. Just something like that, yeah.
Okay. So speaking of just Valentine's, what are you guys' expectations for Valentine's Day? To me, I actually don't really expect anything at all. There's, I mean, even like I don't hate on my girl, I'm cool with that. To me, I feel like it's something that society puts on you. It's Valentine's Day. You have to do something. Like we could have done something a week ago, and to me, that's special enough. Don't have to be Valentine's Day. Even maybe like a week after that, we could just do something. Even maybe like 2 months ago, we hung out. To me, that could be just in my head of Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is just for society to set you up to spend a lot of money to put into people's pocket because you're so called spending this time with your loved one. You're supposed to do that on this specific day, which why does it have to be this specific day? I've already done all these stuff with my lady. I don't always just have to do this specific date. So if there ever comes a day where hey, we can't just hang out, I'm cool with that. You know, I'm I don't really like falling into society's way of you have to do this on this date. If you don't, then that means you don't love her. Nah, I really don't. I don't really don't care honestly, because if there's already a you love her, and if you guys don't ever maybe not even do anything special on that day, you know that you will have something special going on after that anyways. But that's just my expectation. I really don't have anything.
Is that an understanding you and your girl have, or do you feel like,
Yeah.
what if she was like, no, this day is special to me. I need us to do something, or is that just an
Yeah,
understanding you
I
guys
guess
already
that
have?
makes sense. But me and my girl, we already have that understanding
Okay.
because
Yeah.
we understand like you know we understand these holidays are just days where they market for you to spend money.
Mhm.
You gotta do this. You gotta spend this much money. Do this. Do that.
Mhm.
All right, cool. We can still spend time, but we don't have to do what how people feel like you're set up to supposed to do things,
Mhm.
which is fine. But I know outside of this, I'm still trying to do something special too. But it just always doesn't have to be on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 months from now, then we'll spend our very special time together, which
Yeah.
I'm spending a lot of money. But it doesn't always have to be like that because holidays just pass. I know when I was younger, you get broke from holidays, and then when Valentine's comes, you're already freaking broke. So the
Mhm.
expectation that's set up for you to impress this person you love, that's kind of like all right. It doesn't always have to be like that, but that's just my
Mhm.
expectations on that.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing is at least you and your girl both are
Yeah,
on the
it's
same
just at
page.
least it's
Yeah.
the understanding. But
Mhm.
even if it's kind of like I feel like if she always has the expectation, I feel like that's not my expectation. So
Mhm.
maybe we're not we're not fit. You know, that's me
Yeah.
like, yo, man, I don't fit with society shit. Like even with Christmas, like this year I don't didn't buy my family stuff. Like a lot of times I don't buy them stuff, but I know like throughout the years, like if I do want to buy something, I already have them like right here.
Hmm.
It doesn't have to be on a specific holiday. It might be like on the random as day here. I'm buying this gift for you. That's just how it is with me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree. It depends. It goes back to communication with your partner. I feel like So for me, I'm like cool. I don't really care much about holidays or Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, I could just hang out with my girl. I'll be happy. But I know my girl wants to do something, right? I know she wants to feel special. I know she wants the cliche flowers and chocolates, even though she don't eat chocolate at all. Or like, if I buy her roses, she'll just throw it away and shit. Like, cause I know, cause I bought her flowers before and oh thanks, and then next thing you know it's rotting in the corner. But I know like she still wants that holiday feeling, and I'm personally for me like if she doesn't do anything to me, I don't really care. But I know her, she wants at least a little something. So I'll for me it's just following the Valentine tradition, I guess, for her. Uh, that's just how I feel. For me, I don't expect anything. I'm like cool. I don't expect much of anything for any holiday, Christmas or whatever. I don't care if I don't get nothing. Like I don't really care because I know what's genuine and what's not. But like when it comes to Valentine's, I think about my girl and knowing how she is and what she wants. I know she wants a little something, and I'm like, I can do that, you know. But for me, like she doesn't do anything for me. Like I don't really care. To be honest, that's just how I am. Yeah. What about you, Dala?
Yeah, again, it is. It's the biggest thing is just having the understanding from each other, knowing what you want on that day. And me, and my girl, I know at least we just want to go on a dinner. That's it. That's the
Mm-hmm.
least we expect. Just say, let's have a dinner. She could care less if she gets roses. I could care less if I get any gifts. But then I always, gift her roses, and we at least try to have a dinner. So I guess that's kind of our expectation when it comes to Valentine's Day. But if it doesn't happen, we're fine too, as long as we
Mm-hmm.
already had the understanding. So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, I think like especially on the day where you're free, you got nothing to do. Even if you don't go out, at least have that moment where you two talk to each other and like you just appreciate each other. Um, well, to me, the more special moment is when you do something for me outside of Valentine's, because Valentine's Day is when it's already expected, and that's something where I feel like I don't really care for that. The most important part is when you show it to me when it's not expected,
Hmm.
when it's the point where you're not following society saying, oh, you know what, you're supposed to post up about your loved one, you're supposed to be with them on this day. All right, but well, after that, what happens then? What if some people they never really show their loved ones these type of stuff outside of Valentine's?
Hmm.
So it really depends on if you both have that understanding, which is the number one reason why relationship works. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Again, similar to cool. I don't care if I don't get anything, but know my girlfriend. I know she wants something, and I'm willing to do that too. So it's just kind of like knowing yourself and knowing your partner, basically, right? Because I'm sure cool if your girlfriend wants a little something for Valentine's, I'm pretty sure you'll do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you guys have that understanding where you guys are like similar, you know, not really caring, but yeah. And then moving on to our next topic, and this is kind of like a twist and twist in a direction that we were kind of going. Can can a guy and a girl be just friends?
I'd say yes and sometimes no.
Hmm.
I'd say yes because I've seen guys and girls have a great friendship just in general. But I would say no and some no as well because it really depends on what type of person you are. You
Hmm.
know, I'd say yes because I know I'm friends with a lot of girls or women that I know like we're just friends, strictly friends. We joke around a lot, we laugh around, we communicate good a lot, but then But there's also that barrier that you place. All right, this is the barrier I'm placing with you, my friend. Joke around, but bam, placing this barrier because I know that my girl might not like that, or I might not feel comfortable if my girl did that. But we're just friends. Now you're talking about like friends where, hey, can I come sleep over your house, chill? I know some people is like that, but to me, I feel like okay, I don't know if I feel comfortable about
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the sense, it really depends on who you are. There are some people I know that are just friends who I'm really comfortable with as a friend, who are females, and then there are some where I know, all right, yeah, I'm keeping this boundary. This is our boundaries, and then you also have the communication if you have a girlfriend too.
Yeah, for sure. There's a line there, that you have to set, and like who's saying a boundary. Yeah, of course you could be friends as long as you respect each other's boundaries and lines. If my girl's a friend with another guy, as long as that guy respects that she has a man, and as long as she respects that she has a man, and there's a line there, then it's fine. Yeah, I have no problem with it. Yeah, guys and girls can definitely be friends.
I think guys and girls can also be friends, but there's again what you mentioned has to be boundaries. I I, I believe or I feel that, let's say, if being in a relationship, if I have a female friend, there's things that I wouldn't do with her. Like I wouldn't go on a one-on-one hangout with her, right? I wouldn't go eat at a restaurant with just me and her, or like, oh, let's go to stay for, and it's just me and that female friend, right? Like little just like stuff like that, because I feel like stuff like that would lead to the worst, right? And I feel like if you're in a friendship, a male and female friendship, where you two are hanging out all the time, one on one, eating out all the time, going to events together, just you two, and you're just friends. I I think the case is one of you like each other, like the other for sure. I think that's the case. One of you like the other for sure. So I feel like a guy and a girl, yeah, they can be just friends, but there's boundaries that each of them have, right? Like if you have if if you have a female friend who's in a relationship, you wouldn't ask her to go grab lunch or dinner with you, right? Like, I know I wouldn't, because I'm like, I don't want to like intrude anything or start anything from their relationship, right? That's just how I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it's just pretty much speaking to your significant other to see what they're comfortable with. If they're comfortable with it, then yeah, go ahead, it's fine. But if they feel a bit uncomfortable with it, I feel like you should take what they feel in consideration too.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be like, "No, you're tripping. That's my friend," and then do the same thing because they feel uncomfortable about it. Now, if they feel insecure about everything you do, then that may be something that you two may have to talk about, where you have to let them know. But again, it does really depend. I know when someone feels uncomfortable with me doing something with another person of the opposite sex, I kind of take into consideration. I'll just let them know this is my friend, but here I'll set this standard, or I'll set the space between us because you might feel uncomfortable about it, and then even looking on my side, like, hey, if I was on your shoes, I may feel uncomfortable about it too. But it's really about communication and just understanding the level of relationship they have with them, and if that friend respects you as well. That's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right. And then moving on to the next question: do you believe in having breaks in a relationship?
I do not believe in having breaks.
Oh, why not?
I think it's BS. I think I can see how it could work, but me, I personally would never go on a break because it's like if you're at that point, it's almost like you might as well break up. I don't like going on breaks. I don't do it. it just gives yourselves a chance to just end it pretty much. I mean, it could go the other way where you give yourself a chance to refigure yourself. But me, if I know I want to be with you still, there's no point in me going on a break. But if we get to that point, then it probably means one of us doesn't want to be with each other. So I don't believe in going on breaks. If we're gonna break, we're breaking up, or we're gonna tough it out and stick together through
Yeah.
this. So that's me.
Is there a difference between a break and giving each other space?
I think
There's a
there's a
difference,
difference.
yes.
There's a
There's a
because
difference.
when you for me, well, my definition of a break is if you're not even dating.
Yeah,
anymore.
you're not dating. Yeah.
Versus
So they
space.
go
If you're
fuck around, talk with other
They
people.
can do whatever, man. It's
Yeah.
a break.
Yeah, I don't believe in breaks either.
Mhm.
Just because of that reason. Like if we're going to break, a lot of the times the main reason why people go on a break because they say they need their own space. But generally that means they are open to go talk to anybody, do their own thing supposedly, I guess. And to me, that's not me too. If we're going to break, you're breaking with me. Why should I stay loyal or even wait? Because there's really no point. If you want some space, then yeah, there's a space that I will give you.
Mhm.
But if you say I want to break and then I want to go talk to other guys, like, what am I wasting my time waiting here for? You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's why I don't believe in breaks.
Yeah, I agree. I don't believe in breaks because, again, what Dallas said, you're initially saying, let's end it, and then if we feel like it, we can get back together. Right? That's basically what it is. It's a break is one person wanting to go explore and giving the other person hope that they're okay still, right? That's initially what it is, and
They're like, you're like the side guy now.
or and for me, like, I don't believe in that because I feel like that's a bad habit if you do it. Because now you think about it, you're dating. Every time you disagree, let's take a break. Okay, let's take a break. Both of you can do whatever you want, but that's still, for me, in my personal opinion, that's kind of toxic. Like, you can do whatever you want, whether it be innocent. Okay, you guys are really just taking your own space, or whether it be really devious, right? You guys are seeing other people, and then you guys are finally happy or get back together, right? So I feel that's really toxic and unnecessary. Might as well just break up. Why even go to that point? I feel like if you two are really about each other, you two can still be in a relationship and handle it. Give each other space and all that. I and then I talking about habits when you're married. Are you still gonna do breaks? Like, I feel like when you have a habit of making like toxic habits like that, like breaking up or taking little breaks when you're unhappy with each other. What if you're married? It that habit is still gonna keep going. That's just how I feel about it. It's might as well just what my saying is when you're dating someone, it's either you make it or you break it. And a break is someone trying to cheat the system. Like, we can break, I'll do whatever I want. You can't say nothing if I screwed you over, and then once you get back together, it's the same again. You can't get mad at me because we're on a break. That's just how I feel about it.
A break just sets you up for so much more trouble, man. So yeah, go ahead, cool.
Sometimes in context, when they're saying a break, they might just need space too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it really comes at the end of the day with that communication. Sometimes people say, I want a break. They just need time to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And maybe they don't really come say, oh, let's just give each other space while I do focus on myself. But at the end of the day, it really depends on who that person is. When they say that, they generally, sometimes some people find someone and they start to have interest in that other person. And that's when they feel, all right, I don't want to be with you no more.
They start exploring options.
But in general, when someone goes on a break, both parties shouldn't focus on each other. Both parties should just do their own thing. It's pretty much like a breakup, pretty much, you know. So if you talk about breaks, that's it. If you talk about just giving space to each other, then yeah, it's a little bit different. But at the same time, these two people just have to have the same understanding.
So we all agree we don't believe in breaks. So,
Breakdance.
so what do you guys value in a relationship? And I can start with that. For me, the biggest thing I value is loyalty. Um, you want, the trust is earned, and you want that trust to stay there no matter what. You know, you can go do your own thing. I can still believe that you're not doing something shady behind my back. So loyalty is my number one thing. And then beyond that, there's obviously way many more things, but loyalty is the biggest thing for me. Loyalty
What do you
to each other.
define loyalty as?
Yeah, I define loyalty as knowing that you're dating someone and respecting that. That hey, if I'm your woman, I'm not kissing another guy. I'm not flirting with other guys. All of that is for you. You're my boyfriend because I want to share those things with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say loyalty is mine too. To me, like loyalty is one of those last things that a lot of people have these days, and there's really not too much loyalty. So I feel like loyalty is really important. If I don't if you don't have loyalty to me, then there's really no relationship because you're not. Could you say truthful is part of loyalty? Because you're still loyal to her, right?
I mean, you could
Truthful
define.
could be his own thing too.
Yeah, you could define it any way you want. Yeah.
Because like as long as you're truth, I guess truthful could be part of it. Because you could be at least truthful to me if you're not being loyal to me.
Yeah.
You'd be like, alright, I'm fucking with this. I'm messing around with this dude.
Mhm.
As long as I know, then I can make that decision. If I still want to stay with you, then yeah, I'll stay with you, knowing that you don't really want to mess with me or mess with someone else. But at least I can make my own decision. At least I'm not being led somewhere with lies. So I guess truthfulness is some. I guess truthfulness is me. Just as long as you let me know, hey, I don't love you like that. Okay, cool. Now I know. I know what time and what space I should be in. All right, I'm gonna break space away from you. Now I know that you're truthful, but I can at least respect that and make my decision from that. That's what I pretty much honor the most, I guess.
Yeah, I think for this question, a lot of things we're gonna say has correlation to each other. Agree with loyalty. I agree with truthfulness, and what I'll add is respect. Right, having respect for each other. When you have respect for each other, it kind of correlates with being truthful and being loyal. Because when you respect your partner, you're not gonna do them any wrong. If you did do them any wrong, you'll know that you do them wrong and you do the right thing because you respect them. So for me, I think when I think about values and relationships, those are the top three: loyalty, truthfulness, and respect. Obviously, love is in there too, but yeah, just again, I don't really know how much you guys already added much, but respect for me is also there. You, I feel like a lot of toxic relationships I see is the lack of respect also for me. Yeah.
Yeah, loyalty. That's like an umbrella.
Yeah,
It's
they
like an
all
umbrella of a
connect.
bunch of other things. So
And I do want to add, like, in addition to truthfulness, like, I'm a type of person, like, I want to be real with I want to be able to be real with my partner. I don't want to have to hide things from her. So, I that's one thing I gotta say about that.
hmm So we value loyalty. So loyalty probably plays a big part in this. But how do you know they're the one? Cool. How do you know your girl's the one for you? Or just
When
any?
she
Yeah.
cook me food when I'm sick, nah, I'm just kidding. Uh, they all it all correlates as long as they're truthful to you. They're open to you. You trust them. They trust you. You two could have differences, but you two could respect each other's differences. I feel like a lot of times people don't see the person as the one for them because they can't respect each other's differences. I would respect your differences, even though I don't agree with it. As long as you respect my differences, we could come together. And then whatever we agree on, we already agree on. And I know, okay, she might not agree with some things I'm doing, but as long as she could just respect me, I might not agree with some stuff she's doing, but as long as I can respect her, not like doing anything bad, like going out and kill people, but just maybe my opinions on life and her opinions on life. And I feel like, all right, yeah, she's the one for me. Cause the number one thing I feel like that splits people apart is the differences. Oh no, I don't like how you do this. I don't like your opinion on this. All right, I'm out. But if you not like it, but respect it, but at the same time, like have communication and talk about it, so you both could kind of grow and understand each other. Maybe you might kind of just do stuff like maybe she might not like you doing one thing. Like let's say you smoke a lot and she don't like it, but she could respect that you smoke, or like maybe the reason why you smoke. But maybe if you could understand each other, and you might even come up to like, all right, maybe I should stop smoking. Stuff like that. I think that's what that's when you know she's the one, when you two could respect each other's differences.
Okay, okay. Kong, how you know when they're the one?
I want to say that I'm not those people who believe there's one person in this world a lifetime for you, or not a lifetime, but in this world for you, right? Like out of 7 billion people, there's one person for you. I don't really believe that. I feel like, in general, whoever you meet, if you're compatible, then you're compatible, right? Like, let's say if I never met my girlfriend now, due to whatever circumstances, and I meet another girl, I could probably stay like spend the rest of my life with her based on if we're compatible or not. So I don't believe in the one true love out one person out of the 7 billion population. But that being said, I think someone's the one for you who you're willing to spend the rest of your life with is when you're able to be your full true self around them, even
Full form.
whether like when you're at your lowest, when you're at your best, and they still love you or they still push you to keep moving forward. I think that's a really big sign that person is the one for you. Another one is kind of what Ku mentioned, was being able to grow together despite your differences. That's again what I said. My personal opinion is when you're dating someone, it's gonna end in two ways. You're either gonna get married and spend the rest of your life together, or you're gonna break up. So being able to grow together is something really important. If you have differences, are you gonna set your pride or an ego aside and be willing to compromise, or are you not? Because if you're not, then you're gonna be in a toxic relationship and probably end up breaking up in the end anyway. So as of now, from what I'm thinking about, is we can be our full true selves around each other at our lowest and our best, and we can grow with each other through the hard and the best times. Because you think about it, you're spending the rest of your life with someone, it's not gonna always be good times. There's gonna be some rough patches too. So that's just how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like they are the one when they meet your core values and your standards in life. Because everybody has their own standards, right? You might be okay with someone who works at McDonald's, or you might be okay with someone who works who's a millionaire. But if your standard is there, then that's where it's at. If they don't meet that standard that you have set, then you're not gonna make it no matter what. Even if they're a millionaire but they're an asshole, or if they're an asshole and they're not, or if they're super nice but they don't have money that you have a standard for, like, oh, I need you to make this amount of money, then you'll never be they won't be the one for you. So ultimately it's your core values and your standards. If they meet that, then they're the one for you. And everybody's obviously super different in their standards and values in life. So that's it for me. Yeah, I know you're the one when you meet that for me. Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that. Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of different too, because what if you guys start off dating young? Like, what's your standards? And I guess it's kind of like those people who start off dating young and then like they grow old together. It's kind of like, what are the standards you're setting? Where I know some people who have such high standards that even they don't meet, and they're expecting that from the significant other, and then it's kind of like they're kind of lonely the whole lives, you know. Uh, so I'm not sure if you're saying like with the significant other or like with both parties, but I would say set this high standards on yourself. Uh, I guess in a sense you do have to set a high standards for your significant other, but at the same time you never really know the life situation, so it really is just kind of different. If this is my standards for you, and then you don't meet it, or you're not the one for me, that's fine. But one day they might just reach it, but because you already had the high standard, you're like, no, it doesn't work out. So it really depends, I guess. I guess it really depends on if you're patient enough for the high standard. Like I'll be patient enough and support you to reach this. In a certain amount, if you're waiting for that and it never reaches that, or you see that they're not chasing that high standard that you're expecting them to, because it's just going to elevate them, then I can understand that. But if you're already setting this high standard up, you have to reach this high standard, and then they don't reach it to how you want it right away, and they leave, and then one day you might just reach that high standards, and then it's kind of all right, that's fine. But then that already sets like the difference. Like I don't want to be with someone already who already doesn't want to be with me because I didn't reach it right away to the point they expect right already. You know.
Yeah,
So I guess it all works out.
yeah, I think that comes down to still in the talking and early dating phases. Still, you're kind of figuring each other out, and usually, from what Dala said, when someone doesn't really fit your standard, you're probably gonna break up anyway, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you may be interested in that person, but if they don't meet your standard eventually, or you know that they won't, you're not gonna work out. You're probably gonna go your separate ways too, right? I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, standards for sure. Because obviously, let's say we're not gonna date someone who's homeless. Our
You
standard
never
is
know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
No,
like that's like
man.
a super big contrast in standards. But that's just an example. Like obviously, we all have a standard, a minimum standard, you know. So
Yeah,
if they don't meet that standard, then
yeah. Like,
there's flexibility to it. But then if they don't meet it, then you'll never be happy with them.
like
in
let's
the
say
end.
the most extremist standard we all would not would like cross the line for us to be, we wouldn't date a drug addict.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like stuff like that, you know. But
Shit,
there
I'm
might
a drug addict.
somebody
Yeah.
might be out there like, no man, sh- she got flaws, but I see the good in her or him. I'm sorry if I'm talking more about her, but I'm kind of talking from my perspective. But it's just kind of, yeah, you know, some people might be okay with that, but yeah, everyone has different standards. Yeah, I
I
agree.
guess I'm talking about like the higher standard where like you have to have like a mansion for me to date you. Like okay, well you gotta have that standard.
But then
So
if you know that's her standard, then you probably will never date her.
yeah.
Yeah.
But just speaking on that, like them always being lonely and complaining like, oh, no one wants to date me, but I don't want to date you because you're not a millionaire. That's kind of like, I guess, the high standards that people have with. That's why at the beginning I said, all right, unless you're at that standard already, then that would kind of make sense. But just me speaking of other people saying, oh, you gotta be this, you gotta be this perfect man, but knowing that everyone has personal problems or just life problems, or just in general dating early to the point where you're just expecting them to be at this level, maybe in like a year with them talking. It's kind of like, all right, you have to understand. It's kind of like, I guess, the Dr. Dre story where the dude were like just the normal people who were broke, and then they grew. Now he got rich as hell because maybe someone didn't want to date them because they're poor, because they had the standard super high, and then this person worked his way up there. Now they're like, oh, let's date again. Like, no, you
It
know,
is
like
what it is,
just
though.
it is
That's
what it
it.
is.
That's
That's
kind of like
life.
it is what it is.
Like for example, talking about standards like that, that's gonna happen, right? Like you're in middle school and you're a short guy and a girl don't want to date you because you're short. You're in high school, you growth spurt and you're tall as hell now. That's what happens in life, and people have different standards. At the end of the day, if you don't reach the standard, they're not gonna give you a chance. If they don't meet your standard, you're not gonna give them a chance. That's just it at the end of the day.
Hold on, but speaking about being short, is that really a standard though? Like, isn't that like height shaming?
But I think there is a standard there no matter what.
I
Physically.
guess I don't see that as a standard, but I will see that as like as a way of interest, like, or what do you call it? Like, just you're just not attracted to it. I don't see people seeing that as the standard. They might. I feel like they might set it, but they're just not interested in. Like, there's some types of people you're just not interested in. Like,
Yeah, you could view it like that. I mean,
but
because
is
standard
do you
makes it
gonna
sound.
see like a standard, like you have to, like, it's just not a standard.
I mean, low key, it is a standard
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
because it's like let's say if she's to if her height's your waist level, like you're
Well,
not
she's
obviously
pretty though.
well,
Yeah,
obviously like you're not interested in that, but then if your standard is still like it's still a standard.
Man,
at the
like
end
we're
of the
not
day.
gonna date someone the height of our knee, man.
Right.
There are some people who do,
But
date
then-
But
someone-
that's the standard, though. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
personal standard wise, like us two, we're not gonna date someone.
The
who's
person
height
who
of
does
our-
date that
yeah,
girl,
yeah.
obviously, or the person who does date that person knows that that's not a standard to them. So that's why they're willing to date someone that's like that, So
It's a personal preference.
But isn't a standard like setting expectation? Like you have to meet this expectation. To me, I feel like is more like career goals or like social stuff. Like you have to you have to like shave, be clean. To me, that standards are not like something that you have no control over. It's kind of like you have to have a career. That's not everyone could like chase a career, but if you're talking about like something that people can't physically change. I feel like that's not a standard. That's more of like a what do you call it? Like just the preference. Like, oh, I just don't date people like who's shorter than me. That's not a standard. It's just because it's not something that you will always can control. No, standard is like something that you always have control of.
I think you're
That's what I
thinking.
feel.
I think you're thinking the term of standard more like a social standard versus a personal standard.
yeah.
And I think Dala was talking more about a personal standard. In other words, a personal preference versus a societal standard, right? like a societal standard, as in you need to pass your driver's license test to drive legally, versus a personal standard is like I'm not gonna date someone the height of my knee.
yeah.
But wouldn't that be different though? Because standard is something that anyone can meet. A preference is something that not everyone can meet.
Well, the thing is, like, the thing with personal standards is that that's your standard. Like, let's say,
The word just sounds harsher as standard versus preference.
let's say, like your standard is the societal
Would that
standard.
be shaming then?
Let's say societal standards. You wouldn't be in a car with a driver who doesn't have a driver license. No, the social standard. I'm messing up now. The social standard is you. The only time you'll be in a car with someone driving is if they have their driver's license. But then people can have personal preference. Like, I don't care if you have your driver's license or not. I'll be in the car with you if you drive. Like, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, it's just.
No, that's kind of
You're
different. though.
confusing the word standard, man. Just understand it as preference.
I guess. All right. Other than that, I guess that ends this episode. Thank you guys for watching. And just let us know how you guys feel about standards and preferences. And also just let us know what do you guys feel about, who should pay for the first dates. And just go ahead and comment. Give us a follow. Give us a like on YouTube and also Instagram. And thank you guys so much for following us. My name is Ku.
Yo, it's Dala. Thanks so much for listening.
Yo, it's Kong. Let us know your thoughts. Give us a like.